All righty. Let me see if I can move this closer. All right, very good. Anyone that's here, can you tell me how the audio is? Feel free to let me know how the audio is. Is this comments here? What is this? Haven't gone live in a while. It's 80 degrees outside, so I figured I would. Oh, the cap came off. Oh, part of it. This is a Todos Las Dias, which is a cigar that was stopped being made, I think, in 2022. So this is like a 3 years of age on it. It's one of my favorite cigars. Hey man, what's going on? Oh, the audio's good? Yeah. So this isn't my phone. My phone's in my pocket. I'm using a different one, and it seems to be working very good. The picture is very clear. So I've been extra busy teaching more. I posted a post a couple of months ago on Facebook that I was opening up for more students, and I got a bunch, and it's just been super busy, which is good. I've been playing every weekend with AM Station every Friday and Saturday. This Friday was probably maybe slower than usual, which was fine with us, but then Saturday was just insane busy. Just a zoo, which is always awesome. We have fun. Um, I had a couple of ideas for songs that I was going to teach, but I haven't gotten around to really learning them yet, just because as a band we talk about, songs we're going to do, and actually a couple of songs, well, probably the last 4 or 5 songs we've added were songs I've already taught in the past. So that's cool. I was hoping October would be a little cooler because to me, October and Halloween is pipe smoking time, not cigar smoking time, although I am a cigar smoker more than a pipe smoker. Um, and the Halloween pipes came out uh, from Peterson. Hey, Cold Roses. I gotcha. So I didn't really love the Peterson pipe for Halloween this year. I got a Dracula last year, which I love, a 606 Dracula, and I got a Samhain or Sam Hain, but I believe it's pronounced Samhain from Rattray. Um, but I did buy a Christmas 606 this year from Peterson. The Christmas pipes, for some reason, came out way before the Halloween pipes, and I got myself one. So, but I'm not going to smoke it till Christmas Day because that was my gift to myself. They're not cheap Peterson pipes, though, and yeah, I mean, I got so many pipes, I barely smoke it. I mean, it's not the same experience. I see videos people posting. It's like, are are cigars better than pipes? Or are pipes better? And of course, you see the cigar smokers all say cigars, and the pipe smokers say pipes. Personally, I don't compare the two. I just don't think they're anything alike. And anyone that's like thinking about smoking a pipe that smokes cigars, I would say it's not. You're not going to get the same experience. The smoke. Hey, Tom. The smoke is so much lighter coming out of a pipe and plastic. Yeah, the room note is different because pipe has like a funkier smell to it. They have like toppings on the tobacco, which I don't love. But I did find some pipe tobacco that I do like. Um, and but I mean, I really like I enjoy cigars. Cigars is way more stronger smoke. I don't know. There's something about it that I enjoy so much more. So like I'm probably smoking like 3 cigars a day, whereas a pipe, I'm lucky if I get a pipe a week when the weather gets cooler, because the smoke time's a lot shorter. So when I'm smoking in my garage, which is over here, It's you know, it also depends because I set up a TV over there. I play video poker while I'm playing, like online poker. Won a tournament last night. That was cool. Like 300 people in the tournament. I got a big lead in the beginning, and then, I was top five the whole game. But towards the end, once I got to like top three, I knew I was going to win because heads up poker, I'm pretty good. If unless I just get unlucky and somebody hits a much better hand than I hit, like if I hit a pad hand. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I've been playing a lot, and if you're in the Boston area, absolutely come down to Plymouth on a Saturday night. You'll have a blast. We have a lot of fun. And some people come up and they ask us to play songs, and I have to give them the look of like, "Would you get the hell away from me?" Just asking for songs like no musician ever wants to hear somebody request. I'm waiting for Dunbarton to re-release this cigar. This, I think, is the best cigar they make. It is so good. If you can find one in your brick and mortar stores, you'll never find them online. But if you can find one sitting in a brick and mortar, I would highly recommend, because it's probably going to have at least 3 years age on it. But I highly recommend you try it because it's just so good. If you like a full body cigar. So coming up is today the 5th? So in 1 month will be my 3-year anniversary of being carnivore. I'm 1 month shy of being 3 years carnivore, so I'm still doing that. I mean, that's for life. And still in the gym 5 days a week. So that's good. Keeping it real. Fighting father time. Yeah, I do like the cigar. It's great. My favorite was in the double wide Robusto, but when I saw this in a brick and mortar around here, there's a place in Framingham called Watch City Cigars. Ernie's the main guy over there, and he's the blender and blends pipe tobacco, and his pipe tobacco stuff is awesome. Every time I go, I'm like, Ernie, this is what I've been smoking lately. What do you got? And he'll always come up with something awesome. I told him I was, occasionally, like I like Haunted Bookshop because it's like a rich burley tobacco, but it's very plain. Tastes like tobacco, which is what I like. And so he had his version of it. Outstanding. The guy's just great. He's a good dude. If you're into pipe tobacco, like what's that called? Frog Morton. Everyone will tell you to do Boswell. Um, what the hell's the Boswell tobacco called? Northwoods. And Northwoods is great. But he has a tobacco called Persian Slipper, which it's similar and different. It's a lot similar and it's a lot different, but it's very good. I mean, I think I like Northwoods better, but Persian Slipper is a great side smoke, anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more lessons. Like I said, I'm just trying to think of what I could teach. What songs? Sometimes people request songs by me, and I'm like, I don't even fucking know that song. And I know a lot of songs. You know what I was thinking about the other day was teaching? And it's so fucking 80s. To me, it's like one of the most quintessential sounding 80s song is a song called Oblivious by Aztec Camera. And then I'm like, this will be a great lesson for the 5 people that know the song. What Judd in England will be one of them, and Hugh in Scotland will be another. Other than that, I can't imagine anybody else knowing the tune. Now you're all going to look it up, going, I want to hear what the. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I just play songs that I think are like nostalgic or something. But when I do a lesson, it has to be an interesting song to me. It has to have changes that I think are interesting. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. Those. So I mean, of course, because they're great songs with great chords. I mean, Emotion starts with that C major seven to G11, which is like the beginning of maybe five or six different Barry Gibb songs, and I love it. I love the changes. In fact, it's the same changes he uses in "Guilty" by Barbara Streisand. That song he wrote. It's the same intro, same type of C major seven, G11. Great, just great. Just great. I was thinking about doing what's that one that Lukather wrote with Jay Graydon. I was going to do that song recently. "Turn Your Love Around" by George Benson because I love the chords. It's an A11 to a D minor 9. It's just I love that sound. I mean, it's very similar to Love TKO. It's just a half step higher, but phrased a little differently, but it's still very similar. And I love that change. That 11 to the 1 is the minor 9. I love that. So maybe I'll do "Turn Your Love Around" if people wanted me to do that because I learned it recently. Mm. Minute by minute on the guitar would be kind of tough because there's that whole intro, and I play it on the piano, but that whole D minor in 12/8, it's just nuts. Um, Love it though. Love minute by minute. I mean, once you get past that other intro, it's let me try to think of what those chords are. Do 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 do. D minor seven, G11, bum bum, and then to the C major. Ba da da. Oh, it's fucking great. Love it. Love it. Great song. It keeps you running. Um, is that what you say? It keeps you running. Can you do SOS? Tell me if you still care. I never even heard the song. I'd have to go listen to it. I don't even know the song. The only SOS song I know is "Baby, we can do it. Take the time, do it right." And every time I hear that, I think of Black Sheep from the late '80s or early '90s. I think it's '89. Black Sheep. What was that song they did? "Strobe Light, Honey." I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Don't go. I'll check it out. SOS band. Tell me if you still care. You know what song I do love, and I would probably teach, is a song called "Stay" by Rufus. I love "Stay." Chaka's voice in it's awesome. The groove is fantastic. "Stay" is one of my favorites. Stay. Anything that makes me give stank face, I'm like, oh yeah, that's got a groove. We started doing me and Mrs. Jones, and we do show and tell. And what's the other R&B one we do? Um, Everybody plays the fool. Everybody plays the fool. We also started doing Journey, which I could teach on acoustic. It's fun. Is "Send Her My Love." We started playing that one now, and I do the solo in it, but I have to play the second half of the solo an octave lower because I'm playing it on acoustic, and Neil's way the hell up on the neck. So I'm like, yeah, just gonna play it an octave lower. So when it builds, I have to then bring it back down, but I still play the solo. Yeah, I didn't know much by the SOS band. I just remember that one song. Interesting. Well, we also added, we started playing "True" by Spandau Ballet live. That's a fun one. It's amazing the reaction people have to it because everyone just sings along. It's like one of those, I call it the quintessential '80s song. It's like there's there's no way you can't think of the '80s when you hear that song. But yeah, what else? Anybody else have any questions for me? Any music questions? I've been teaching a lot of I have a couple of different students that are blues guys, and I've been trying to teach them what I would call like the Larry Carlton slash Robin Ford way of blues, which is adding a lot of jazz over the fives, a lot of jazz scales over the five, and just trying to have them understand that, or playing over different chords. I feel like guitar players are pretty good playing over minors, but struggle over majors. So, anyway, so that's what I've been kind of dealing with a couple of students with that. Hey, Martin. Yeah, leaves are starting to turn. Leaves are falling all around. Time I was on my way. Yeah, but it's warm. It's 80s today. It was 80s yesterday. It's going to be 80 tomorrow. But I think it cools down for a few days and then it's going to get warm again. But I'll take it. I'll take the warm. I dig it. I dig this cigar. Another cigar I've been enjoying lately has been the H. Upmann 1844 Añejo. So and that's a pretty common, you can find that anywhere, but you should try it. It's really a good medium to full. I would say more medium size, but some people might feel it's a little on the full side, but I don't. I don't even care for full, but like a lot of full body cigars now turn me off. Like the Oliva, I used to love the Oliva V. And yeah, I just don't dig it that much anymore. I used to like the Melanio a lot. I don't like that. I don't care for it so much anymore. I just feel like it's all one note. And I don't love the one note. What did I smoke earlier today? It was a great cigar. I was playing poker. What the hell was that? It was good. It was good. Was it? But that wasn't the Añejo. Oh, I know what it was. It was Mil Diaz. I think it's Crown Heads. Crown Heads, Mil Diaz, Maduro. That was good. I smoked it down to the nub. I don't know if you guys have remembered Joe from the DL show, but Joe's been posting a lot on like Instagram and YouTube. A lot of his live play when I got him addicted to Fortnite. He's all about that game. He's good, but it's funny, but he loves it. So he's posting a lot of stuff. We do some lives sometimes with him on that. If you're following him or if you're not following him, it's Electra Omega. I believe on both accounts. His YouTube's Electra Omega. Yeah, I think his Instagram is too. I just saw that an old buddy of mine from LA is going to be up in the North Shore doing like some Halloween, some horror con type of thing on Sunday next week. So I might try to go up there, but then I want to go down to New Bedford next Sunday because what the hell's the name? Zebra's playing at the Vault. That's going to be a good show. I love Zebra's first album. I like the second album, but I love that first album. I don't really watch much music-related stuff on YouTube anymore. It's frightening. Behringer came out with a pedal that was like a rip-off of the Klon, which, again, who cares? Who fucking cares about the Klon? It's not a great pedal. It's all right. I don't love it. But everyone's like, oh, Behringer lost. They lost. Really? They just had to change the logo on top of the thing. It's the same stupid pedal. You can get it for under $100. Shut the fuck up. Either buy it or don't. But does 50 people need to make a video about it and talk about it like they have some insight into what's going on? It's a fucking pedal. They stole the design. They got away with stealing the design. They didn't lose on that merit. All they had to do was change the name of it and make sure their logo was on the front. Big deal. Same pedal. It's the same stupid pedal. They didn't have to stop production. And so I see people selling the original ones before the lawsuit that they made, and people are selling them for $300, $1,000. It's like, it's an $80 pedal, guys. You can buy it new for $80. That's when I was, yeah, the guitar people I'm just not going to deal with anymore. When it comes to gear, I should say the gear people, I'm done. I just don't care. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. Any questions for me about anything? I've kind of been dark for a while on the on my YouTube, so, and not on purpose. It's just that when I get free time and I think about doing a lesson, even if I go in the red room to start working on something, I get sidetracked on a million different things of like songs that I'm either going to bring to the band and then I have to chart them out. Oh, hey, Doug. Nice. Which Monte Cristo? I smoked a good Monte Cristo the other day, you know, a New World one, not a, I actually had a Monte Cristo from Cuba, I want to say 2 months ago, that my brother bought back when he went to Scotland. It was great. It was great. He brought me back a Monte Cristo back, and he brought me back a Romeo y Julieta Wide Churchill, which is one of my favorites. I'll tell you what's funny is I can't stand Connecticut's wrap cigars anymore. Anything with a Connecticut wrapper. Some I can do with a coffee, but sometimes I'm just like, this is just a bitter taste to me, and I don't dig it. You know, I'm not one of those guys. Like it's like the cigar thing too. When you go online and you watch somebody review a cigar, they're like, "Oh, the first third, oh, I taste bread, I taste this." I'm like, guys, if that's what bread and chocolate tastes like, dude, to you, why would you eat it? It's terrible. That's not bread and chocolate. That tastes like tobacco. It's like there's a word for it. What do you call when you see things in clouds? What you guys know what that word is? But I feel like that's the whole tobacco industry too. Is they talk about stuff like you're looking at things in the clouds, going, because there's smokingpipes.com does like mystery tobacco, and they're like, oh, I taste the perique, I taste this. Then they'll find out that it has something else in it, and they're like, oh, I was thinking. Yeah, of course you were thinking that. You can't tell the difference. You just cloud. Oh, I missed that last comment. Is there a Cuban version? They're quite nice. I've been smoking them for years. Took after pops. Nice. Oh yeah. Well, it's actually a legacy brand. It's actually Monte Cristo is a Cuban company. What happened was when the embargo went in, uh, certain companies licensed the use of the name. So like Monte Cristo, Romeo y Julieta, they're not the same cigars as what comes out of Cuba. They're just using the name. And yeah, I mean, all of H. Upman is one of them. Bolivar. These are all Cuban brands that the New World cigars, when they decided to start, we chose to use the name. Which if they ever get rid of, and I don't know, I think there's some, because I think the Cuban cigars are all owned by the country, like the government owns them, which is why they all fled in the early 60s to like Florida and Honduras, and now Nicaragua. I mean, Cuban cigars are great, um, but you'll find some bad ones. Yes, pareidolia. Thank you so much. You're awesome for looking that up or knowing it. Pareidolia. Absolutely. That's what it is with tobacco. Oh, I taste bread. I taste chocolate. I taste. Okay. That's what you taste. That's wonderful. I see the head of Jebediah Springfield. That's a Simpsons reference from season one, if if anyone remembers it. Pareidolia. Hmm. Oh yeah, the same with the pipe guys. I think are even worse. They're like, oh, it's like I watch. You know what I do is I like to watch reviews of tobacco that I smoke, and then I get to hear the nonsense about it. Oh, I taste these notes. Okay, that's interesting. This tastes like chocolate, and this one also tastes like nuts. Well, if that's what chocolate and nuts taste like, eating must be a chore. Folks, this is a great bit. You better be laughing over there. This is a great bit. Mm. I saw a guy the other day. He had a really small cigar stuck inside the pipe, and he was smoking the cigar through the pipe. I'm like, well, that one makes more sense. I used to get some when I lived in Miami Beach. Yeah. You can get them anywhere, but really, there was the guy who came into the restaurant that I work in on Saturday where I play music, and he said to me, he can gave me a list of Cuban cigars he can get, and do I want any in boxes? And I saw the prices, and I'm like, yeah, these aren't Cuban. He's like, no, it's Cuban, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I said, well, I split box with the owner. And the price is like, it, even though it's not Cuban and they're fake, still a pretty good deal. But I smoked one, and I called up the owner of the restaurant. I go, dude, these are not real. He was like, how do you know? I'm like, dude, just listen to me. These are not Cuban cigars. They could be Cuban. They're not made by the factory that the label's on. Could be made in someone's house over there in Cuba, but these are not factory made cigars. So they don't even smoke great. I mean, it's just, the quality control of certain cigars like Cohiba is really good. But like, you may not know you're smoking a fake because the fake one is really good, but when it's not really good that it's not a real one. That one you can bet the farm on. And there are some New World cigars that I think are just as good as some Cubans. Yeah, well, I don't eat either. I don't eat chocolate and I don't eat fruit. So I would say, but yes, that's a no-no for me. Although maybe chocolate strawberries aren't bad, but I wouldn't eat either one now. Like I said, I haven't had a carbohydrate in 3 years, and there's no looking back. I feel amazing. I eat one meal a day. Today I made a chicken Alfredo and eggs, and I feel amazing. I feel years younger. I have no pain in my joints anymore. When I go to the gym, I feel like I'm a young kid. It's great. So I'm never going back to eating like that or eating anything like that. It just doesn't interest me in the slightest. You know, I saw something hilarious the other day. Um, Peavy's coming out with pedals, and they have a pedal that you can sound like the Peavy Bandit. I was like, are you effing kidding me? Like, when I was a kid, we used to do anything we could not to sound like a Peavy Bandit. Now they're selling the pedal to sound like the Peavy Bandit. I mean, the amp was fine. You can do anything you want with an amp. I mean, really, it's the user error, anyways. Usually when you hear something, but I've never thought to myself, what I need to chase is the tone I used to get out of the PV Bandit. Yeah, no. Let me fix the camera here. There we go. The turkeys here must love it because there's all kinds of like berries and shit falling from the trees. I don't know what they are, acorns or whatever. Oh, and there's some animal back there. I can hear some animal milling about. Oh yeah. Oh, Chucky's in Love is one of my favorites. I'm a huge fan of that Ricky Lee Jones album, that first album from '79. I think it's one of the best albums of that year, um, if not the best album. I think every song on it's fantastic. It's so funny because when we play live, I'm always throwing out trivia and stuff like that, and I'll always goof and say that we do the Logical song from Supertramp, and I'll always say this is Jimmy's favorite album from '79. I tend to think there are better albums that year. Meanwhile, I don't think Jimmy knows the album. He knows a few hits on the record, but he's not an album guy. Like he doesn't know albums. He's a pop guy, so he just knows, greatest hits and singles basically. But it's just hilarious because you know people watching us think me and him have this ongoing argument about different records, but we don't. And if somebody comes up and asks for either a Bob Dylan or a Neil Young song, I always say, no, Jimmy has a real problem with that person's politics. We don't do those songs. Meanwhile, Jimmy doesn't give two shits. He doesn't care, but it's just hilarious. It's really funny. Especially the reaction from the people. They're like, oh, really? I'm like, oh, yeah. Just walk away. Walk away. Don't look back. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Needless to say, we have a lot of laughs. Brookstone and those types? I don't know what Brookstone is. Hey, T Boys, what's going on, man? All right. Another one was like somebody came up and said, hey, Sean, what's up? Somebody came up to me last week and they were like, can you guys do Leo Sayer, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing? And I was shocked. Jimmy was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, you want to do it? It's like, yeah, I go, give me 2 minutes. I had to go watch my YouTube channel and see how I taught it. I haven't played that song in 4 or 5 years. I'm like, I have no idea how it even, I don't even know what key it's in. And then I watched my video, literally like just flying through it, going, okay, I remember the whole thing. But it was hilarious, and we pulled it off. We've also been doing I Just Want to Be Here, Everything by Andy Gibb. And I always tell people that Andy Gibb was secretly having an affair with Madam during the filming of Solid Gold. I tell the audience backstage, Waylon Flowers has given Andy Gibb an angry Andy J. That's a little American dad joke. Georgie Porgy, no, I haven't, and I love the song. Cheryl Lynn on vocals. Georgia, Georgia, pudding. You know what song is very similar too is "That's the Way Love Goes," which I feel like the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I feel like completely just lifted it from Georgie Porgy. Mm. Oh, last night I said to the audience when we did that song, I said, all you ladies probably had a life-size poster of Andy Gibb in your bedroom. I had the life-size madam, the bikini. She was my dream. It was funny. They think I'm insane. There's a whole group of people that come and they're like, we love the music, but the jokes in between is better. I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I didn't even think they even get the jokes because a lot of times I'll say stuff like when we do Dance With Me by Orleans, I'll say Jimmy had this album poster on his wall, life-size poster. And meanwhile, it's the band is like all shirtless. It's a five guys shirtless. And we just start laughing because Jimmy knows the album cover. We all know the album cover. The audience, I don't think they fully understand the implication I'm giving, which is funny. We've been doing a lot of Bee Gees lately. We've been doing More Than a Woman. We've done hey Chris, what's happening? Not too much. 80 degrees, beautiful day. Um, it's great. It's great. What was the other thing we last night that we were playing that we hadn't played in a while? It was I'll tell you what's fun is when we do the end of Sarah Smile, we just do a vamp and I just solo over it in D minor, and I'm just like running through I try to come up with some of the most dissonant runs just to get the drummer laughing because if I play anything that's remotely like jazz, he'll just start laughing. He just thinks it's insane, and but it's funny. But it's hilarious. But I try to play sometimes I'll play like a nice line, and then I'll try to play as out as I can, and just to watch. He just always flips his head back and starts laughing. But yeah, and I think I did a few videos like on how to play outside, and I think I did one in D minor. Like this is going back to like 2017 or 18, I remember. This is the Todos Los Dias from Dunbarton. Yeah, I don't know what the full implication of what he was. I mean, Coke and probably a horrible diet. I mean, you have to understand there was no heart attacks before the 1900, before 1911. Not one recorded one. Back in the 20s and 30s, cardiologists were the broke doctors. Now they're like the most lucrative. So you have to wonder what have we been adding into our food supply that's been. If we had a dead night back in the day. Oh yeah, that's funny. Well, so Fridays, um, it's like a different thing. It's more of a restaurant than a bar. And even though like people love what we do, we feel like a lot of times people are like in the moment. Like, so we play in Plymouth, people are paying attention. Like it is all eyes on deck. When we play in Whitman, people are having conversations. It's a much lighter affair. And because of that, we call that our rehearsal. So we'll play songs we've never played. We'll be like, hey, this song and it's these changes and I'll play this over that. And so we work out songs. So like Friday, we worked out everybody plays the full. Jimmy really didn't know it that well. We were just kind of messing around with it. And then the manager walks over because he listens and he was like, hey guys, you guys going to be adding that in? We're like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's awesome, which was cool. Then we did it last night more for real. But Friday we kind of just bang out songs. You know, if we feel like people aren't paying attention, we'll try to sneak in stuff that we need to work on. Like we worked on a little bit of Me and Mrs. Jones. What song is that, Doug? I've been rambling, so I don't remember what song you were talking about. We'd love if you covered that one. I'd love it if you covered that one. Which one? One less bell to answer. Actually, this Friday, um, the other two guys have a wedding to do that was booked a couple of years ago. And so I'm playing with this girl, Jen, and that'll be fun. We're going to do a bunch of songs we haven't done before. She sits in with us a lot in Plymouth. Okay, you didn't say anything. One less bell to answer. I'll tell you what's been going over really well is Show and Tell by Al Wilson. People love that song, and they should. It's the greatest. That and Baby Come Back are like tearing down. You know, I don't want to say every week, but probably once every 3 weeks we do Reel It in the Years, and I play the solo note for note. And I'm telling you, nobody ever says boo. I'm like, dude, I'm working magic over here, folks. This on an acoustic guitar is not easy, but you know, I feel like it gets overlooked. She's Gone goes over really well. That's another one. Everyone loves She's Gone. Hey, David. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. Hello, yeah. There's a great version of that England Dan and John Foley. If you're thinking of, I'd really love to see it tonight. There's a great Dan Seals version, which who is England Dan. He did it solo in the '80s with an acoustic, and I think he does it a whole step lower. So if I think I capo it on three on the lesson, so it would be capo one. He does it in E flat, and it's great. I mean, it's great. Nice. Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. I think lends to his voice better too. But Dan Seals was awesome. He was Jim Seals, by the way, from Seals and Crofts. He was his younger brother. A couple of Texas boys. Also, you know what I love about this cigar? See how small the band is, considerably like around. I like for some reason today cigars they put a band on. It's like covering the whole cigar. I'm like I take the bands off. Most of the cigars I'll take the band off right away. I'm like I don't need the whole cigar covered in this paper. It seems ridiculous. Like the Alec Bradley Kintsugi. I just pull the fucking the there's like there's two of them, but the bigger one I just take off immediately. I'm like who the fuck needs this? What the hell? Yeah, it just seems ridiculous. I'm a one band man. Don't put two bands on a cigar. It's stupid. Yeah, like, if you're familiar with Dunbarton cigars, Dunbarton always has like the band is like this all the way around. Usually it's thin, which I like. Yeah, Bob Dylan. Exactly. Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of new things about tobacco and Georgie Porgy. Yeah, great too. Bob Dylan. Some people walk up to us and say, "Can you guys do Wagon Wheel?" Usually younger kids, and we just look at them and I'm like, "We don't do any Bob Dylan songs." What? I'm like, Bob Dylan wrote that, and we don't do any Bob Dylan songs. Get the fuck away from me. Then they're like, "Hey, we're not doing it. Not doing Wagon Wheel." The only Wagon Wheel I'm going to do is when my get up and go must have got up and went, my Lenny Weinrib impersonation of Time for Timer. Now, you guys should be more scared that I know the guy who voiced that is Lenny Weinrib. Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody came up and said, "Can you guys do As by Stevie Wonder?" I don't know that Jimmy would know it. I do it. I've done it many times. It's a beautiful song. But to me, that's a song. Like that's coming up to the band and asking us our wheelhouse. Like, can you guys do that song? Yeah, we'll give it a whirl. We like a challenge. But can you do a song that has like three cowboy songs that suck? No. Hey, Doug, have a great one. Thank you. Oh, April Wine. Yeah, but the rock band Roll is awesome. I like Could Have Been a Lady. One of the earlier ones by April Wine. Could Have Been a Lady is fantastic. In fact, we don't really do a lot of rock songs. The other day I mentioned to the guys, I said I would do Fantasy Girl by 38 Special just because I love the changes in it. Um, all the like on acoustics could sound really cool. Each guy would have to play a different part, but it would be, I feel like the arrangement would work and be interesting. All right, this band's coming off. And look at that, the band comes right off. That's how it's supposed to come off. Painless. Yep, more shit falling from trees. Waiting for one of these branches to fall and hit me in the head. It's funny. Jim started playing "Look What You've Done to Me" the other night, and I started just singing it, goofing. But low down, we've talked about JoJo. I would love to do. Didn't I do a lesson? Maybe I didn't do a lesson on JoJo. I should do a lesson on JoJo acoustic. That's a fun one, especially when I go, "Look out behind you, JoJo's got a gun." Do 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 do. JoJo need help. I got to think of this. I think it's the bridge to that song that has some really cool chords. And that when I've looked them up, they're not charted right at all. Which is really like why I do certain songs because if I go look up a song, like what was the song I looked up the other day, and I'm like, oh, I know, I was teaching my students the song by the Jets, "You've Got It All," and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Now, I mean, barely any of these chords are correct. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I think it's warm in the Northeast right now. There was another song too. I'm just trying to think of what it was where I looked up the chart because somebody, I have a student that'll email me and send me the chart, like on either Ultimate. Wow, the sun's right in my eye. On Ultimate Guitar, and she'll say, "Are these chords right?" And I'll be like, "No, I don't know what the hell they're thinking here." What was that song? There was another one besides "You've Got It All." I can't see a fucking thing, man. This sun is like, I give it 3 minutes before it's gonna go down behind this tree. You've got it all over him. What the hell fun was it? Oof, it's bad. Let's see. I missed what someone said. Oh yeah, I used to love I love you by Pat Travis. Yeah, I mean we're very particular. We really play a nostalgic. Um, we try to hit that nostalgia. Songs when I was a kid like Shambhala, Show and Tell, Baby Come Back. Um, we do Wichita Line. We try it, like I said, we try to do it like if you were listening to AM back in the 70s, this is what you would hear. Now I'm trying to think of the guy that was the AM DJ, Dave something. What the hell was his name? On AM radio back when I was a little kid. He was everywhere. Shit, even the original commercials back in those days were fantastic. How does Dinga do it? I was watching these on YouTube. Sometimes it'll come up where I'm playing my Sudoku on my phone. And if that's how you pronounce it, is it Sudoku or Sudoku? I have no idea. But either way, I'm playing it, and it's like 70s commercials or early 80s TV commercials. So I put it on, and it was a country time commercial. And I didn't realize how they avoid saying lemonade, that it's lemon drink. And I was like, oh, this is fake lemonade. I didn't even know that. As a kid, I always think country time lemonade. This was like country time lemon drink. I was like, what? Maybe they called it country time lemonade later when they changed regulations on what they could call lemonade in a drink. I don't know, but it was funny. I hear a woodpecker somewhere. Anywho, Georgie Porgy's a good suggestion. What else? Yeah, Tang, awful. Oh yeah, it's really like the crowd of people that come are roughly around my age, some a little younger, some a little older. So they all know the player tune. And I think a lot of young kids know the player song for whatever reason, maybe being in movies or something. I don't know. Um, oh yeah, now the sun's going on the other side of that house. Thank God. Oof. What else? What other songs from that era am I missing? Oh, we started doing "Fool If You Think It's Over." Oh, I fucking love "Welcome to the Boomtown." Yeah, that guy used to come into my store a lot. He also worked on the not David Ricketts, the other guy, David, and I'm blanking on his name, Bearwald. David Bearwald used to come into West LA Music, and I asked him one time, "Where's David?" He was like, "Oh, he's in Hawaii." I'm like, I love that first album, well, the only album I know that they did. Swollen by the Cracks, Welcome to the Boomtown, and he also worked on, I think, Tuesday Music Night from Sheryl Crow. I believe he's all over that record. Those guys were like all up in the Pasadena area making those records. Somewhere on my Facebook, there's a picture of me with David Bearwald. And again, um, I posted it there because nobody would know who he is except one good buddy of mine loved that album. Yeah, Chris Rea. Whatever happened to Benny Santini, right? Isn't that the name of the album? Apparently, that was the name the record label wanted him to use for himself. And he was like, I'm not using that name. But he called the album Whatever Happened to Benny Santini. What else, guys? I'm not going to be here much longer. Just going to do this, whatever this is going to take to get down. Greetings. What part of Long Island? Not too far. Oh, yeah, yeah. Close the window, turn the light. Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, We're All Alone's good. Lido Shuffle's great. Hey, Chris, thank you, man. Have a great week. Loan me a dime, really. Is Loan Me a Dime early or is that on Down Two Then Left? I can't remember. I always like Miss, hey, Miss Sun. My favorite by him is You Can Have Me Anytime, which is odd because Carlos Santana does the solo and he does a friggin' awesome job on it. And I am not a Santana fan. Early, yeah, okay. You've got it over here. I used to like the Jets. That girl was like 12 years old or 13 when she sang I Got a Crush on You. I was like, what? I watched some documentary on them. I was like, I had no idea she was a little kid. What was the other? They had another big hit too. Well, Rocket to You was the second album. I liked them. I always thought those first two records were great. I'm sure the mic's not picking it up, but I'm telling you, it's like almost sounds like it's raining. How much stuff's falling from the trees, like acorns. They were Tongan, exactly. That is correct. Johnny Kramer, what's happening? Oh, I don't know about that because I've got to tell you, a lot of people have no idea about, like, even though YouTube's really popular, a lot of people have no idea what the hell they're watching on it. I used to like Crazy Horses by the Osmonds. Crazy Horses was a great tune. Yeah, Crazy Horses. Great. That was a great song. Oh, we also added, I should do a lesson on it. Remember the song, oh, it's so gay. I love it. It's by Breathe. Not How Can I Fall? What's it? Hands to Heaven. Sometimes if we go on an 80s thing and people are loving the 80s songs, we'll play Hands to Heaven. It's hilarious. Oh, really? I'll look for it. Tank? That's Crazy Horses? That was a really big song back then. Well, the movie industry is killing itself. I mean, there just hasn't been any good. I went and saw that Naked Gun movie, and I saw Krellbar on Facebook commented how much he loved it. I didn't smile once during the film. It was so awful, and it was incredibly horrific. Just not funny. And when a gag wasn't funny, they just kept redoing it. I'm just like, oh my god, now it's just annoying me. And then you go back and you watch Police Squad, the original TV show, and I can't get 2 minutes without dying laughing. I mean, my brother and I are quoting Police Squad all the time, but this Naked Gun movie was just awful, awful. Anyways, folks, I'm going to call it a day. It's a day, and I'm going to head out. Yeah, yeah. No, Liam Neeson wasn't great for the. I don't think he was good for the part. I loved him on. If you want to watch a great show, it was called Life's Too Short on HBO, and it was Warwick Davis, and Liam Neeson does one bit in that show, which is hysterical. Funniest thing he's ever done. So I mean, I had high hopes for him in The Naked Gun, but it was like, no. But his little cameo bit on Life's Too Short was awesome. And if you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend uh, taking a deep dive and watching that whole series. It was unbelievably funny. Warwick Davis is awesome. The show is hysterical, and it's a Ricky Gervais production, but it's great. Alrighty, I can't watch the new Spinal Tap. I never thought the original Spinal Tap was funny. I was one of those people that I just didn't get it. I was like, okay, I get they're trying to mock rock bands and stuff, but it's obvious. It's the obvious jokes. Yeah, well, who cares? I mean, the thing about guitars is I don't even give a shit about any new gear. I don't care. My guitars play awesome. I love my guitars that I play, and you know, I've made a bunch of them with Warmoth parts, and that's what I like to play. And so someone coming out with a new guitar, I don't care. I just don't give a shit. You know, to me, it's a way that Nuno can make his guitar model, continue making it, and sell it to people that want to buy it and make money on the side while he gets to have the instrument he likes. But I never cared for that N4. Never liked the way it played. I like the weight of it. It's super light, but I just don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't even play with an amp at home. The only time I ever use an amp is when I teach. I'll plug in, and to me that's a treat. You know, we both plug into the same amp, not the same amp, but I have two of the same amps in my music room, and I know, yeah. Ah, yes. Alrighty, that's it. Everyone have a great week. Look for some stuff that I'll do in the next. I'll definitely post a lesson this month, and maybe Georgie Porgy. I'll have to go give it a listen and see if I can make an arrangement sound good on the guitar. That's really what it comes down to: is does it sound good when I play it on the guitar, or does it need a help? And if it needs help, then I really don't like to do it because you're not going to get the vibe from. I mean, you know what I do. Anyways, I do what I do. Anyways, everyone, I hope everyone has a good and a happy one. And if you don't see me live before Halloween, have a great Halloween. I love October Halloween month, but it just hasn't been the weather of Halloween. Um, I like wearing thermal shirts and jeans. So, anyways, and I have a few pipes to smoke. And the next, when it cools down, I'll start smoking the pipe. Like I said, it's shorter smokes and whatever. All right, everyone, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. And hit a like if you watch this video, if you care, or if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Uh, every little thing helps my, I could give a shit. Every little thing helps my channel. I can't stand when I watch someone's video and before the video starts, they're like, if you like this content, like and subscribe. How about I watch the content first instead of you hawking yourself? Anyways, everyone, very good. Now let's see if I can, how do I end this then? YouTube, oh, there it is up here.